Hi YouTube, Muchísimo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. I appreciate everyone being here. And again, thank you everyone for just listening to anything that I have to say. I'm not a professional. I just have a voice and I'm using it. And I want you guys to do the same thing. I've been doing this about 4 years. And I really do forget to emphasize how important it is to like and subscribe to videos. I'm mostly focused always when I'm doing a video on the topic at hand and trying to keep my train of thought. So, because my thoughts are racing, it's not because I'm prideful and I don't need and appreciate your support, because I do. I really do. And your comments, I love them. They're not always comments that I readily agree with, but I'm respectful enough to appreciate your comment nonetheless. Today is a very, very good topic or discussion. And not to say most of my videos, if not all, have some kind of validity that someone can use. But today is going to be a video about something that I think all of us are aware as far as tactic by the narcissist. But I'm going to attempt to break down why they are so effective in this. And I'm going to title this video, Narcissists Use Broad Truths to Cover Narrow Lies. They use very broad truth to cover narrow lies. And so, excuse me. And I'm going to focus on how they make a broad statement that has paid dividends for them in their favor. And it is drastically put you in the doghouse. A statement that the narcissist is very, 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 very accustomed to using. And it is one such as this. If someone inquires why the relationship is not going good, or what is the problem, or whatever they may inquire to the narcissist will normally usually respond like this: I don't know what's wrong with her or him. I can't seem to do nothing right. Everything I do, they have a problem with it. Now, that is a broad truth. You do have a problem with seemingly almost everything they do. You know why? Because at this point in stage, unbeknownst to the hearers of the narcissist, who they are telling the broad truth to, unbeknownst to them, they are telling them the truth that you have a problem with almost everything they do. But they're leaving out the fact that they are premeditatively, deliberately doing things on purpose to have you call them out on it. They're making mistakes on purpose. This is a stage of that relationship where the narcissist is either contemplating discarding you, or it's just the natural nature of the narcissist. When they get bored, they like to poke the bear. The relationship can be going very well, and indirectly or out of nowhere, they will create some chaos. And we know that they need chaos in order to be at peace with themselves, if that makes any sense. So that is a comment or a statement they will make. They got a problem with everything I do. I can't do nothing right. And this affords the narcissist the victimhood. And so it also has the hearer, normally flying monkeys, enablers, and sometimes even us empaths who are not truly awakened to what these people really are in a big way. And our vibration is not yet elevated to see that this is not what it seems. The hearers won't inquire any further than that. They may indirectly ask, what do you mean? And the reply to that would be from a narcissist is, I don't know. It's just everything I do, how I wash the dishes, how I clean the house. And what they leave out is that they are cleaning the house like a little kid, when as in times before, they were living a life with you as an adult. They begin to be bumbling baboons. And they do this on purpose. So the inquirers or the hearers won't question this broad truth. And this by doing this is really in essence a narrow lie, because this affords the narcissist the advantage and the luxury of having those hearers believe you are the villain and they are the victim. And a lot of times it is so, I'll say, weird when we sit back and think about some of the people that we have known for most of our life, or have known us for a long period of time. They will, knowing us the way that they know us, they will somehow, some way fall for this ruse of the narcissist can't do anything right. And reason why that is because you stand on business. Empaths, chosen ones, your friends who've known you to be a straight shooter all of your life. What this does for them now is it caused them to bring you into suspicion, because they know you're a straight shooter, but in essence, they believe that you're overbearing. Now it becomes a problem in their psyche of who you are. Because in conjunction with the comment or the statement or the remark that the narcissist made, the broad truth of they can't seem to do anything right for you to please you, it has your friends, family, and loved ones, and those people who are close to you that know you, that you are not problematic. It breeds this mindset in them that, wow, Machismo can be a little aggressive. He can be a little non-compromising. So thereby, they have sided with this idea of what the narcissist has fed them. Because what they should be doing is critical thinking and actually questioning this broad truth from the narcissist. But what the narcissist has also done simultaneously leading up to this broad truth that they've given this hearer, they've also finessed these individuals along the way leading up to this. So they've actually played a role of decency, good conduct. So they've afforded themselves this false character for the people who they're telling that you got a problem with everything that they do now. They've built these character traits within that dynamics of that friendship or interaction. So these people now believe, from what they've seen of the narcissist, that the narcissist has been nothing but golden to Machismo. I don't know what's going on here. What's going on here is they've believed what the narcissist has told them with that broad statement. And so what does that do for you, the empath and the chosen one? I'm sure as you guys awaken or have awakened, much like I did, some of you may have or may not, you've either contemplated sharing or telling someone what you are involved with, and to have them look at you like you had 10 heads. See, in your mind, you've gotten awareness and you're awakened, but you got to understand the people you're telling this, they're not awakened. They've read about narcissists. They can carry a conversation with you about this subject. But at the end of the day, when you shut the door to go home, no sooner you shut the door to go home and leave their house, they're on the phone talking about your business. But they're generalizing because that's all they've been given by the narcissist, generalizations. The narcissist has not one time went into detail about what you are doing or what you have a problem with them about. And that is the very subtle, sophisticated thing of both knowing when a narcissist is pulling the wool over your eyes, being a hearer, and also being awakened like we are now. We can be duped by these people just as well, even though we have the awareness and the awakeness. Because I'll show you, I went on a trip maybe some years ago. I don't know whether I went back to my hometown or not, but I went alone. It was probably during an era where I was in custody court and I wasn't getting much parenting time with the children. So I went off on a hiatus to be with family and to help my sister out with our house down south. And so in my travels, I stopped at a service station. And this woman runs in and she says something to the effect to the clerk, can you call the police or something for me? Because I'm refusing to get back in the car with this guy. He's my boyfriend, but he's a narcissist. And the knee jerk in me was like, wow, what's the chance? And this is newly awakened, by the way, guys. It's like, wow, what's the chances of someone being a victim of this and being able to identify what they're going through, much like I did? They must know. They must have the information. This is the thoughts that were going through my head. And automatically, subconsciously, I almost went to the phone booth and put on my Superman cape of engaging in a conversation with her, like, what is he doing? What certain things he doing? Inquiring, but I resisted. So from a standoff point of view, as I was leaving back out of that service station to go pump my gas, I noticed this woman was standing in a corner over there, not coddled down, but standing almost like clutching her purse, playing a good victim. And I was almost tempted to go over and say, do you need some assistance? But I resisted. Now, looking back at that situation, that very well could have been the narcissist. She could have very well been the narcissist. Because I'm going to show you in that car, the conversation she might have had with this individual male was he might have been being gaslit. He might have been accusing or had some tangible proof of some things that she has been doing. Maybe she's been spending a credit card reckless. I'm using these for examples, just to paint a picture, guys. And he could have confronted her in their travels. And she could have been demanding, stop, let me out of this car. I've been involved with a girl that demanded me let her out of my car. This is really years ago. So I'm putting all this stuff together. And so, because the breakdown of communication, they know that you are trying to have a very serious conversation with them. The narcissists don't want no part of this. So they're in flight mode, dismissive, projection. So she turns around and tells him, and this is my suspicion, very well could have been the narrative, let me out of this car. So in her jumping out of the car, running into the service station, thereby telling the clerk, I don't want to ride with him in the car no more. He's a narcissist. She could have very well been projecting her personality disorder on this guy, because you got to understand, he's not in the service station. He doesn't hear what she's saying. So she's projecting her disorder on him to make him out. And this is what they'll do. As you all know, they will, once you realize that they are a narcissist, they will run around and tell people you are a narcissist. Because guess what? People, and a lot of times people will really truly believe that you are the narcissist. Because what they've done, they've hidden all their filthy, phony, fake demons. They've hid that behind closed doors. They've abused you behind closed doors. But in public, they put up a good face, while all the while you're being authentic behind closed doors and you're being authentic in public. Almost to the point where if you're in a debate or some type of discussion with the narcissist, and from the onlookers, they see that you have this expression, you're not pleased because you're being authentic. So they're drawing their conclusions off of your expression. All the while the narcissist has this zen. They have this deer in the headlight, this puppy dog look, like they're really in tune with you getting on their case. But this is not even the situation. They're playing the passive role in public, so thereby making you out to be the villain. And you're having just a casual conversation with them. And they may actually gaslight you in public by saying, can we not talk about that right now? And you would insist, we're sitting here, it's halftime at the game. I think maybe we should just, nonchalantly talk about some of this stuff while we got time and the kids ain't around. When are we going to have some time? Because when we leave here, I got to go here, you got to go there. So I just felt like we really need to get this out of the way and talk about it. And they will gas you up in public to the point where you either rage, they'll bring something up out of the blue that is totally unrelated to what you're talking about. They're good at that too. They'll bring up something that's indirectly or totally out of off the stratosphere of what you're talking about. And that serves to put you in this hostile mode. So these are intricate things that they do. So they would tell this broad truth of, I can't do anything right. He got a problem with everything I'm doing, or she got a problem with everything I'm doing. When we first met, it wasn't a problem. Now it's a problem. You notice how they did that? When we first met, there wasn't any problem. We got along good. Now there seems to always be a problem. You see how broad this stuff is? It is just throwing remarks in the air to which it has no real rhyme or reason to it. But to the hearer, it sounds just like they hear it from the narcissist. When the narcissist met you, there wasn't these problems. But now there are these problems. You and I, as empaths and chosen ones, awakened. We know that was a broad truth that had a lot of narrow lies behind it. Because when we first met them, they gave us an illusion that things were all good. So from all accounts, as far as the eye could see, they were okay. Even in living proximity with them behind closed doors, seemingly everything was okay when you first met them. Some would even say perfect. And shortly thereafter, shish hit the fan. Why did this all of a sudden just shift? Nobody questions that. Me and you, we somehow are perplexed as well. Because the narcissists keep playing the ping pong, bouncing us back and forth from one thing to the next. So we never get our bearings until we woke up, until we started coming out of that fog. Because they was hitting us with the 1-2 punch. Kept us off balance to the point where we could not regain our balance and our bearings. But somehow or another, we got some space between us and the narcissist, and we got a little moment of clarity, and we began to introspect, and we began to bring all accounts into balance. And we started counting receipts. Nothing added up. We found out that we was picking up the tab for their BS. And this is when we went on to confront them with their issues verbatimly, and to which they raged, and to which they ran to other people and gave them a broad lie or a broad truth to a lot of narrow lies. So this is some of the ways that these narcissists come and do what they do. I'm only telling you guys this to help you re-understand that we must accept, and I really don't like that word, accept the narcissist for what they are. But that is a very key thing in helping you grow. Accept the narcissist for what and who they are. It doesn't mean accept their behavior, accept the things that they have done to you in the past as being okay or going forward. But it does mean accept them as the person they are. Accept them as the personality disorder entities they are, because most of which doesn't have anything to do with you. This will help you elevate, educate, and will help you heal. Doesn't mean we're giving them a pass. It just helps you to heal, because unless you do this and you just refuse to understand that we must accept that this is who they are, it is going to stagnate your health. It's going to stagnate your growth. It's going to stagnate your healing. So play this video back if you need to get really, really, really deep understanding of these intricate things that you already know that they do. But for context, you're able to replay this video and see that this is how they're able to get away with their lies. That being said, bless.